Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be looking at getting the perfect hem length on your lace wedding dress. So this example skirt is a fit and flare, sometimes called a fishtail skirt. So it comes down closely fitted over the hips, then just below the hips it sort of kicks out at the knee to a fuller hem at the bottom. Very pretty, very flattering. This video should apply to any kind of lace hem, and I'll show you a couple of different laces. If you've watched some of my other videos about different hem lengths for different wedding dress fabrics, you'll know they do tend to vary. When you have a lace overlayer on your dress, and typically you wouldn't just have a layer of lace, you would have an underlayer as well, then the lace top layer needs to be longer than a hem usually would. The top layer is the lace, the one underneath is the underlayer, and the one under this is a lining. So typically the lining would be the shortest, probably sitting just above your shoes. Next would come the main shell layer, which should be touching the ground, just as my other videos about wedding dress hem lengths have shown you. So the lace layer is actually significantly longer than floor length. Now you would think you were going to trip on this, but you will discover when you walk around in your shoes that actually that doesn't happen, and I'm going to demonstrate. I've tucked a little shoe under this hem to just show you what I mean by this. When you take a step forward, I'm going to push this shoe just to show you, the toe will actually lift the underlayer and it will lift the lace layer over the top. So even though you would think when you're walking the lace is going to tuck right under your foot, it doesn't. The lace top layer will glide safely over the top of the shoe. Now it's worth just having a moment to think about what kind of shoes you're going to wear. If you have a lace hem, I would highly recommend a very plain shoe, if possible a satin, but anything plain will do. As soon as you add glitter, sparkle, beading, anything like that, it's just going to want to catch on the lace. Now, the next thing I want to look at is how a lace hem is adjusted. You don't want to lose this beautiful scallop along the bottom. So how are you going to replicate that? If your hem is taken up, surely that scallop will go. As a wedding dress designer dressmaker, I've altered thousands and thousands of lace hems, and there are a few tricks I can share with you. One of them is that you can take the skirt up from the top. This way you literally will lift the whole hem length, but without having to adjust the hem. It depends on the shape of the skirt. It can be problematic, and you may well have to also take the zip out and lift the whole skirt, which may mean adjusting it in various different places. So if you absolutely have to, that is a fallback solution that you can use. Usually with a wedding dress hem, the lace hem will actually be a separate piece. So if you were to alter this, you would unpick this trim, take it off, shorten the skirt, and then put the trim back. If when it comes to doing the lace layer, you were just to fold it over and pin it to the correct length, you don't really get an accurate view of how the dress hem is going to look because you're getting rid of the scallop. Now, we know we're going to peel the scallop off, shorten the dress and put the scallop back. But in order for you to be able to see as the bride exactly how that's going to look, when I pin a hem, I actually pin it further up. So I pin a horizontal line across here like a little pleat, which enables me to pull the scallop up without losing it. I would pin a pleat across here, about as short as I thought you probably needed it, and then allow you to walk around the room with the scallop on the floor. Now I'd like to show you one other useful thing to do with lace wedding dress hems. So this is a piece of lace, the kind of lace that I would sometimes use to make a lace wedding dress. And this has two features I want to point out. One is the fact that it's beaded, and if you have a beaded lace wedding dress, when you have it altered, it's probably going to cost a little bit more because your bridal seamstress is going to have to remove the beads around the seam points, adjust the hem, or the fit of the dress, and then put the beads back. Takes a bit of extra time. The other thing is on this particular lace, you can see that the lace scallop is actually integral to the design. So if this was on the dress itself, you can't just remove the scallop, adjust the hem and put the scallop back. What you're actually going to have to do is cut around the scallop area. You'll then take it off, shorten the dress, and you've got a new scallop to put back. Last tip is that as for all other kind of fabrics that wedding dresses are made of, if you're going to wear a petticoat with your dress, bring your petticoat to your fitting. Your seamstress is going to need to pin your hem when you're wearing your shoes and when you're wearing your petticoat, because when you add a petticoat, it tends to lift the hem up. So you don't want to end up having it fitted without the petticoat and then wearing a petticoat on your day, and the whole hem is going to be too short. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you have a wedding dress which is in a different fabric to one of those that I've covered in one of my videos, do please leave a comment and let me know what it's made of, and I will try and do a video that covers that particular fabric. I wish you all the best for your fitting, and if you have any questions or comments, do please leave them below and I will try and answer.